between match weeks 1 to 12, he scored 1 goals, having shots per game 1.6 shots per game, shots on target per 90 0.1, chances created per 90 1.1, xG per 90 0.3. Now when you take a look at the last 4 weeks, just 4 weeks, 12 weeks compared to 4 weeks, it makes a massive difference because your confidence is there. He's got a goal now.
I think Arsenal are one of the best, maybe this season the best team in Premier League. We are not used to suffering in this way. We are used to controlling the game, the play. But anyway, especially for it, I'm really proud for the performance for my players, because we suffer with the right attitude, with the right mentality.
So how am I supposed to stay humble after that match? How am I to stay humble? It's impossible. The way we play, the way we control the game, the way we dictate the play, this was not an easy thing to do against Brighton. Against Brighton, one of the best attacking team in the league. De Zerbi, one of the best managers in the league. This was no easy feat the way we played. And we have to remember, Brighton have a very good stat. De Zerbi saying that we play them the best. De Zerbi saying that we are the best in the league right now. They said the way that we control the game, that's how Brighton normally control games. And let's take a look on a stat. So this stat said, Brighton had scored in each of their last 32 Premier League games before today. Each of their last 32 Premier League games, Brighton have scored. Averaging a 2.1 goal, a 2 xG, and 17 shots. And 17 shots per game in that period. Versus Arsenal now. This is when they play the big guns. This is when they play the cannon. 0 goals, 6 shots, and basically those 6 were in the second half. There was 0 shots. 0 shots in the first half. Absolutely nothing. Not even a corner they had in the first half. And 0.7 xG. Now, if that's not total dominance, shut down. I don't know what is. If that's not total dominance, so you understand why De Zerbi used the word suffered. And that's a deep word. The word suffering. For you to go to the word suffer, that's to the extreme. He could have said we didn't play well and this and that, but he said suffered. That shows you the extreme in which he took that defeat. And that shows you how highly he rates Arsenal. Now, this is a team lineup of the day. We see David Raya goal, Benjamin White 7.4 rating, William Saliba 7.3 rating, Gabriel Magalhaes 7.2, Alexander Zinchenko 7.4, Kai Havertz 7.5. I'm happy to see Kai Havertz getting a high rating finally. For once, he deserved this high rating. Declan Rice 7.2. He even got more than Declan Rice. That's not an easy thing to do. Martin Odegaard 7.8, Gabriel Martinelli 8. Gabriel Jesus 7.9, and man of the match Bukayo Saka at 8.1. So there's a few things I want to talk about right now. Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba. Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba mark Ivan Ferguson so tight that whenever he's at home looking behind him and see shadows, he's going to see William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. He's going to see these two as a shadow. There is permanent shadow right now. He's scarred. I mean, everywhere that he went. Now, this is the thing that this match was so tactically brilliant. It was tactics against tactics. It was brilliant managing against brilliant managing. For me, this is the same as playing against Man City. I don't know. I don't think every fan realized the tactical prowess that was at display in this game. Arteta does something, De Zerbi does something, and the way they started, Arteta started differently from other matches, and we're going to get into a few of those. Arteta started much differently than other matches, and I think this caught De Zerbi unaware. Now, first thing we'll see that everywhere Ferguson went, Gabriel Magalhaes was there. When he's on the left-hand side, Gabriel Magalhaes side, Even then when went back in his own box, you see Gabriel Magalhaes in we're defending, and Gabriel Magalhaes is in the opponent's box, defending in their box. I'm saying, what? I've never seen it. I've never seen us doing this season. And this is what I'm saying, that Mikel Arteta is a genius. Most of the time, it pays off the not. And when it pays off, we have to give credit, because when it doesn't, we're the first to be critical. So I love that. And it's a thing where he backtracks and then he's high-five the teammates. Everyone knows what's going on. It's all planned. Whenever it goes up high and force the ball out, you see him walking around high-fiving his teammates. So it was all planned. This is why Brighton could not have a shot on target. This is why Brighton didn't have a shot in the first half. This is why they didn't even get a corner, because we were pressing them so high, especially over two centre-backs. Now, when he's on William Saliba's side, it's the same thing. William Saliba track him, go way up the pitch. And now, this is two things I highlighted. Declan Rice. So whenever Gabriel goes with Ferguson, then Declan Rice sits in his position. Sits between left centre-back and midfield. And whenever Saliba goes, Kai Havertz sits. And that's weird, because I thought that it would be the other way around, because Gabriel is left-footed and so is Kai Havertz, and Saliba is right-footed and so is Declan Rice. So I don't understand. I need to see this happen again to examine it more. I try watching the video, but I still can't quite figure it out. I've got a few theories, but I want to see it happen again to make those theories concrete in a different match. Because it might be something I've got an idea, and then in a different match they play the same system and then I get something else. So I want to see it happen again. I want to see the same system, the same formation, the same tactics, for me to have a concrete understanding of what exactly why. When the right centre back goes, Kai Havertz come in, which is the left centre midfield, left-sided midfield, which is 8, comes in his position. Gabriel Magalhaes is here. William Saliba is here. Now, when William Saliba attacks, Kai Havertz from this position comes in here, and then vice versa. Whenever Gabriel Magalhaes goes up, then Declan Rice come and sit in this position, and so I need to see that. It says like a crisscross. It's like a crisscross. It says like an X comes this way. So Kai Havertz start from here, left centre mid comes this way. Declan Rice start from here, comes this way, and they alternate based off whatever side Ferguson on. They alternate between the two, and I'm saying, wow, that's brilliant. Man, I'm saying Arteta is facts what he said. He says he start off with 38 to 42 formation per game. That's the amount of different formation he alternate between 38 to 42. Now, another thing I want to talk about is Gabriel J. Gabriel J, I see him one of the times spins, he dropped in the midfield and then took a shot. Now, he went straight to the keeper, but I wasn't upset because I see that he wants to improve his shot accuracy outside the box, and that's something I really want to see. Because if he does that, if he improves at that and starting to get more clinical and starting to get more accuracy from outside the box, then obviously he's gonna have the potential of scoring more goals than he. So he's like, people have been criticizing him, saying that he doesn't score enough goals, and I see him trying to improve in different areas. You see him trying to improve in his headers. Once again, he scored another headed goal. So he's trying to improve in his heading ability. Now, you see him dropping into midfield, and normally he drives, normally he's trying to do some dribbling skills, but in that particular time, he dropped deep, took the ball, opened up his body, had a shot on target. And I didn't mind that. Even though it went straight to the keeper, I didn't mind that because I see he's trying different things, he's mixing up his variation. Now, this is the thing, that if he tried different things and mixing up his play, defenders won't know how to mark him. Whether to go tight, whether to go deep, they don't know how, whether to back off, they won't know how to mark him. So I'm happy to see things like that. Even though it didn't pay off at that time, I'm happy to see things like that. Now, as I said before, that in the first half, we utterly dominated them. When you check out ball possession, we had 57 to their 43. Total shots, we had 15 in the first half compared to their 0. Shots on target, we had 3. Now, once again, that's poor. If we have 15 shots, we should minimum have 7 on target. 15 shot, minimum 7 on target, and we only have 3. That's low. That's so poor. That's something that we need to improve on going forward. And I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying it until we actually improve. And hopefully, when we have a variety of strikers, then that will enable us to improve that ratio. Because if Jesus ain't hitting the target, at least we can bring someone else apart from Eddie Nketiah that can potentially hit the target and improve this ratio. Gabriel J is not a goal scorer. even though we see that he's trying to improve on that, he's not a goal scorer. So I believe that if we get a goal scorer, natural goal scorer, that will basically improve the shots on target compared to the number of shots we have. Now this is the overall stats for the match. So we scored 2 goals, XG 2.6, and we had 26 shots in the entirety of the match. Now, as I said before, Brighton had 6, and that's in the second half. We had 8 on target, still poor. If we have 26 shots, we should have minimum of 13 on target. So when it comes down to possession now, even though we beat them in possession in the first half, second half was a totally different story because they actually beat us in possession for the entirety of the match at 50.5% to ours 49.5%. And passes and pass completion, they also beat us in that as well. There are 549 passes with a 484 completion rate. Now when it comes down to field tilt, we basically were dominant in field tilt. We were dominant in the final third entries. We were dominant in expected goal created, deep touches, zone 14 touches, up crosses is basically 50-50 because both of us have 2 completed. Progressive passes, we had 46 to their 17. Dribbling successful, we had 17 dribbles, 12 being successful. They had 8 dribbles with 3 being successful. Tackles, we had 14, 11 being successful. They had 30 with 18 being successful. And that's another thing that normally it's the team that is more aggressive in tackles, that's more aggressive in duels, are the winners. But we see that even though they beat us in the tackling aspects of the side of the game, we still were overcomers. We still got the victory. Interception, we had 11 compared to their 3. Block passes, we had 5 compared to their 10. Clearances, 4 to 21. Now this is another thing I noticed in recent matches, that Odegaard is starting to play in the middle, and I've been saying that if Arteta finds a way to get Odegaard in the middle, the team will be better for that. The team will improve drastically, and we see that because normally Odegaard is normally playing right beside Saka, and they alternate between each other, they overlap each other, and Ben White D3 always playing together. But Odegaard of recent has been playing in the middle, so now he can switch to the left, he can switch to the right, he can stay in the middle, he can drop deep, and that's another important thing. When the top of the field, when the final third is congested, he normally drop deep, look for the long passes, spray the ball to the either wings, and that's something that I really wanted to see Arteta find a way to keep Saka's efficiency going, as well as open the gate for Odegaard to play different position, basically sometimes having a free roll, most of the time having a free roll. And as of late, I've been seeing Odegaard having free rolls in the team, which I love to see. Now this is the top 4 players in the match. We see Bukayo Saka having 39 passes with a 34 being successful at 87%. Gabriel Martinelli the same, 38, 1 less, but he had the same completion, and that's an 87%. Gabriel J 36 out of 36, which is 100%. Martin Odegaard 59 passes, having 55 successful at a 93%. Now that's one of the things I've been critical with the last match. The last match we played, I was so angry, I was so upset because the passing was so poor. People was blaming the wind, people was blaming the temperature, the weather, whatever. But it was poor, regardless of whatever we might say the reason was. We were poor in passes. But in this match, we see that our top 4 players, they were very, very good in passes, or having over 87% passing rate, and that's for most team. That's for most of the team having over 85%. Most of the players in the team having over 85% passing accuracy. So that's brilliant to see the improvement of the passing. Ball is sticking to feet, ball is zipping accurately to each other. Now, when it comes on to Bukayo Saka, he was in 10 duels, winning 7. Once again, I keep saying, and the same with Martinelli, he was in 13 duels, winning 7. I keep saying, so Bukayo Saka and Martinelli were the top duel winners in the whole entirety of the match. And as I keep saying, normally it's the team that tackles the most and the team that has the most amount of duel winners that win the match. And we've got both. We've got Saka and Martinelli being number 1 in terms of ball winning. Even Odegaard, for Odegaard having 4 success out of 11, that's a big deal for Odegaard, because you know that normally he's weak on the ball, he's always getting pushed, he's always getting shoved off the ball. So for him to be this level, this for me is very, very improved. It's an improved stat for Odegaard personally. That's a PB for Odegaard, really. Now, this is a new thing that I've realized, and you have to give this guy credit. I think it's Scott Willis, his name is. He's the one that normally posts on Canon Stats, and I've seen something new. I've never seen this before, where it comes down to the 10 match moving average of points. Now, when you see that last year, 2020 to 2023, you see that the grey marks basically the top grey marks the title, and the blue is basically the average where we are based off the points and different games, different weeks. So the blue mark is the average. Now we see that the second dotted grey line is top 4. So last season we see that we were basically fighting for first, second, and third. That basically first and second. That's what we were fighting. But when you look on the graph now, it was we started at just over 2.2. We started just over 2. We went up to 2.5. We dropped back down to just over 2 again, and then that's what was the average. Now we went over to the 2.5, and that's above the title challenge in terms of the average, the moving average per point. That was over the title line. The title line we were averaging over there from the week 8 to week 7, week 8, straight back to week 20. So from week 8 to about week 20, we were averaging above the title in terms of points, and everyone was gassed because we remember that last season when we were on top of the table for majority of the season, and everyone was happy, everyone was laughing, everyone was excited. But then we had a big dip, and this was mainly because of the reason we lost William Saliba, we lost Partey. These are the two most influential players last season for us, because obviously the fact that we lost them proved, obviously not Saka. Saka has always been instrumental, but in terms of the defense, Saliba was our most instrumental player in defense, and Rice was the same in sentiment. Partey, I should say, was the same in sentiment. So this is why we took a big nosedive. For 5 weeks we were down, struggling, and then we managed to go above the average, the blue average line, but it still wasn't enough because we declined at the end of the season, dropping down to a 1.5 point average. Now this season it's a more slow, as what I said in the first few videos I've said recorded, that this season it's like slow cook, and we can see it in the graph. We started low, we started about just over 1.5, then we slowly climbing up over that red line. Now the red line is a projection of where we may finish this season by Scott Willis. This is what he's predicting. There's a percentage chance that we may finish first and second. I forgot the exact percentage according to him, but we see that based off of the points that we've been tallying so far, we're basically at the average. We're right back on the average. And I believe that there's more to come. There's more to come from this Arsenal team. When Partey gets back in the team, when we sign up 1 or 2 players in January, when Timber gets back into the team, I think that there's a lot more to come, especially when Kai Havertz is starting to tick now. Don't get me started on Kai. Kai Havertz is starting to tick now, so I believe that we will do much better going on in the season. Now, this map shows the zone 14 and half spaces. We were in the zone 14 24 times and in the half space 80 times. This is it, that we are a half space team. Whether it's on the left, whether it's on the right, based off these arrows, you can see the overlapping arrows is mostly on the right hand side. That's Saka, Odegaard, mostly there, and Ben White, which is a very good attacking defender. So we were on the half space most of the times, especially on the right hand side, and I believe that that's very good. However, to take us to the next level, we need to start improving in the zone 14 as well, in terms of this intricate passing that's third in the eye of a needle. When Eddie Nketiah came on, you see that he done that pass to Kai Havertz, and Kai Havertz is always making that run, is always available for that ball, that chip ball over the top. Because even the last match, they tried it a few times, and I'm saying that why not do it more? Do it more times. Get the ball to Kai Havertz more. And I think that we took that for granted in the last Premier League match. That is, we took that for granted because they were playing a high line. Aston Villa was playing a high line, and I believe that if we took more chances trying to get the ball over the top, I know it was windy, I know the pitch was a bit wet, so the ball was racing off the pitch, but I believe in the beginning of the second half, I believe that we started to do that about 2 times, and then we got success, but we didn't carry it on. We just stopped, and I think that we didn't want to give our ideas or give them an idea of what we were trying to do. And so I believe that we refrained from doing it all the time. But I think that once you figure out a team's weakness, hammer at the nail, hammer at it, make a big hole. That's what we should have done. Because if we have done that, we would have potentially won that match. I sincerely believe that we would have won that match. So zone half space, we're very good at that, and everyone knows that. So this is why they've been doubling up on Martinelli, tripling up on Martinelli, and that's the half spaces. They've been tripling up and doubling up on Saka and Martinelli on the half spaces, and that leaves big gaps inside in the zone 14. So that's what I'm saying, that if we get someone like Partey back, it will improve the efficiency in the zone 14, because he's always that third off the ball. He's always that technical player, tactical player right on the edge of the box. Sometimes last season he scored a few goals on the edge of the box against Tottenham, and season before. So Partey is very good at that. Now, even if we don't get Partey, say we get Douglas Luiz, he's the same thing. He's very good at that particular area, zone 14, throwing the ball through, having shots from outside the box. So that's something that I believe that Declan Rice needs to improve on. If we get someone like Paulina that sits, then Declan Rice is the one that needs to improve in that area. So Declan Rice and Odegaard both need to improve in that area. Now, Kai Havertz has improved, so this is why we're a bit better in the zone 14, because Kai Havertz playing with Odegaard, very good. But if we want to play somewhere different, if Arteta wants to play a different system, a different formation, and still we're dominant in the zone 14, we need someone more technically gifted than Kai Havertz. Even the Trossard, when he plays in the middle, he gives us that variety, he gives us that, but he's too short, so he's not good in aerial chances. So pinging the ball to him is a no-no. So we would need a taller striker that play in the stead of Jesus, for someone like Trossard to play just behind and cleaning up and having those zone 14 through ball and things like that. Because Arsenal team of old, we were better at zone 14 than in the half spaces. But now it's like a totally different shift, because now we have world-class wingers. And I say world-class with a chest. Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka. Gabriel Martinelli is not there as world-class yet. He's got a few more consistent seasons to go. But Saka surely is on the world-class level. He's been doing it for 4 seasons now. Now, this is the increase or decrease chances of scoring as a receiver. Kai Havertz tops it. I've been telling you guys, just give this guy some break. Just give him a break, man. When he gets the confidence, he's gonna be smashing goals, and we see that he's been smashing goals. Kai Havertz with a 0.28. He's above Saka. He's above Martinelli. The 2 best attackers in our team. The 2 best goal scorers, I would say, because they're better than Jesus in goal scoring. So Saka and Martinelli, they're better than Jesus in goal scoring. So the 2 best goal scorers in our team, Kai Havertz is above them by Saka by 1, Martinelli by 2. So I love to see stats like this. Now this is Kai Havertz. Now this stat shows exactly how and when Kai Havertz has improved. Now when you take a look at the season so far, between match weeks 1 to 12, he scored 1 goals, having shots per game 1.6 shots per game, shots on target per 90 0.1, chances created per 90 1.1, xg per 90 0.3. Now when you take a look at the last 4 weeks, just 4 weeks, 12 weeks compared to 4 weeks, it makes a massive difference, because your confidence is there. He's got a goal now, so that's basically giving him the confidence to go 1. He smells blood in teams now. So in 4 weeks, he scored 3 goals, 3.4 shots per game. That's more than double. He's more than double his shots output in the 90. Shots on target per 90, 0.9, almost 1 shot on target per every match, almost 1. That's a massive improvement. That shot, and the goal he took, the shot he took for that goal was a chip. It was a chip-driven shot. Man, I tell you, this guy, when he gets on and starting to improve and getting more confident, he's only 24. He's got about 5 to 6 seasons left in him as a top player. And if he stays at Arsenal and gains more confidence and gel with team, but I told you guys, you've been saying that you miss Xhaka. I'm telling you that this guy is more aggressive than Xhaka. It's hard to believe, I know, but the stats prove it. He's more aggressive than Xhaka. Sometimes he's even more pettier than Xhaka, but he doesn't get the cards. He's an intelligent fouler. It's just like how you would say that for the past few seasons, Rodri was an intelligent fouler, but now the ref's starting to basically catch up with him. But this guy's an intelligent fouler. He draws fouls at the right time, and most of the time he doesn't even get yellow cards for it, because they underestimate him. And he is a brilliant goal scorer. So in all aspects, I think that he's better than Xhaka. No, Xhaka is better than passing. That's the only thing I would say Xhaka is better than, because whenever he gets the ball, Kai Havertz, he doesn't look to make the most extravagant passes. He just want to lay it off. 1-2, he just want to lay it off, and then goes into the box. Gets the ball, look for the best pass. He doesn't hold on. He doesn't spin around in circles. He doesn't do things like that. He's more efficient. He's an efficient passer, but he does everything else better than Xhaka. So I'm enjoying Arsenal team right now. I'm enjoying, and we see that we got Joe with Porto. And for me, Porto, that's the one of the draw I really wanted, to be fair. I wanted Porto. I didn't really want Copenhagen. Out of everyone, I really wanted Porto, and I got my choice, because I believe it. I know Porto is a good team, but I believe that whenever I believe that Arteta knows the Portuguese market well. He knows the Portuguese team well. That's why we even got Vieira, the Portuguese. So I know that Arteta knows that league well, knows those players. So I believe that we'll be better suited, better prepared to play Porto than our Copenhagen. Not saying that Arteta don't study them also, but I think that he's more versed with the Portuguese league. So that's the video, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for all my subscribers. Thank you for engaging with the content. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing, because I still see some of you guys sharing. Thank you for your awesome comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Help me on my journey through 1,000K. Catch you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.